Well, hello there, and this is Auntie. And I am here to do my review of Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 17. Child, where do we begin? If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And to all of my new subscribers, excuse me, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button. And to all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. Please don't forget to hit the doorbell when you come in. The doorbell is the like button. And every week, Ray Della tells y'all to hit the thumbs up button. And when I've been looking at it, I'm like, they're not hitting it. So please, if you're here, it helps my video go out into the algorithm so that more people can see it when you hit that like button. Okay. So I thank you all and I appreciate you. This was an episode of all episodes. I think that this particular season of Married at First Sight will go down in history as the most diabolical season yet. I don't think that there is one season that will top this one. As they indicated, they have never had in the history of Married at First Sight infidelity. So we're going to go through this. I had to write notes. Um, and I think that I was a little bit like my boy over at Regular Guys Random Thought Podcast Trail. This was a lot. This was a lot. And so I'm going to try to go through it. Child, let me bring these people up. So the first couple that I want to bring up, and then we're going to go through the process of how things happen, but I always like to talk about each couple. So the first couple that I want to talk about is Camille and Thomas. The two of them, are really basically, really starting to thrive in their relationship. We see them, in the house and quite a few things happen. Michelle, of course, we all know had came into the kitchen and was having a conversation with the ladies. And Camille was like, they had kind of shut the conversation down, especially when Madison got up and walked away. I think that the only people who realized that there was a reason for Madison getting up and walking away was Karla and Michelle at the time. And so, Camille was in the kitchen and she was basically like, hey, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I did mean to cut you off because I really wanted to hear what David had to say. And because you want to be right and everything, Michelle, I apologize. It wasn't that I didn't want to hear what you had to say, but I didn't want to hear what you had to say. And so, she basically has a conversation with Thomas. Her and Thomas are upstairs in the room after they had already had, their little active day, just kind of chilling with each other, chilling with the group. And then later on, we saw the two of them, excuse me, y'all. Later on, we saw the two of them, and, they were having a little conversation downtown to the jacuzzi. And it was at this time that, they were talking about their life and everything, because this is where everybody should be, right? Talking about their lives. Back in the day when I first started covering this is what used to happen. But now it's just gotten so messy. We don't know what the going to happen anymore. So anyway, they're having a conversation about their future. And, Thomas asked Camille, whether or not Camille is, ready to have kids. What does she think about it? And so Camille was like, this is a fresh marriage. I still need to make sure that, I fulfill my dreams of having that career that I really want. I need to make sure that, both of us are saving money and we got our money and stuff like that together. And she's like, but I would probably want to have a baby in like a year or two. And so, Thomas is like, well, I don't know, I want to have a baby. They so fragile, when they little and everything. And I don't know whether or not, I'm going to be comfortable with it because as you know, was adopted. And so, he doesn't want to, hurt the child or anything like that. And I thought that that was good. But, Thomas, that just goes to prove that Thomas still has a lot of healing that he needs to do in his life as it relates to being adopted. Maybe he will never be over it, but maybe he will be just a little bit more healed, right? Because he just because he was adopted doesn't mean that he can't be a good dad. And that's just, it's that's just that on that. The next couple that I want to talk about is Juan and Karla. Juan and Karla are chilling. They don't like each other in a romantic type of way at all, and they good on that. They are enjoying the free booze, the free food, the free apartment. They're enjoying all of that, and they just enjoying each other. I mean, they looking at all the drama that's going on, and it just looked like Carla is tweaking, honey. It looked like every time you turn around, Carla that had some Mother Earth, because Carla looks high as hell. Especially, the two of them, ended up going and doing, like pottery and stuff like that together. And, Juan was really good at it and he thought that it was relaxing and all of that kind of stuff. But I never really believed Juan because I don't know whether or not Juan is in it. He's just passing time. But, later on, the two of them, were outside and he was playing the guitar and all of that kind of stuff. And they were singing this song again. Carla look high. I think Juan probably was high too, but Carla looked like she was toe up. And they just realized that they just glad that the two of them are able to have this relationship, okay, and just do what they do with the woo whoop and the boop boop boop. And I'm glad for them, right? Because if you don't have to be disrespectful. You just get in the experiment. If you find that the two of you all don't connect, then you try to finish out the experiment like the two of them are doing, where you still have a relationship with the person and you learn to like them. You may not learn to love them, but you learn to like them. At least, this is how it used to be back in the day. But, lately it's gotten so rough out here in them daggone Main Street that you just don't know what people are going to do and what people are not going to do. And it's just unbelievable the way things have turned in these relationships with these particular couples. And so we're going to have to get down with the get down. Did I take them off? I inadvertently did it if I did. Yeah, I inadvertently did it. I didn't mean to. Oh no, I didn't take them off. MM is enjoying herself. She decided to stay so that she can enjoy the experiment by herself without a catchy. She said she'll deal with this. She got to deal with him when she gets back. But for right now, she's not going to let him steal her joy. Plus, she needs to help Michelle figure out what the hell's going on. Y'all, let's get into it, shall we? Yes, we shall. So, Michelle, last week they all were having a conversation at the table. We know that Icky Ya came in with a divorce paper in a green envelope, left out and made everybody feel icky. So they're at the table, they're having a conversation. Michelle wants to throw her little stones out there, or at least her fishing hook, to see whether or not she's going to be able to catch the big fish. She gets shut down at the table. As we all know, Madison, Michelle asks Alan whether or not, or asks Alan and Madison whether or not the two of them already had they kissed. And so, Alan was said no. They both said no. And after they said no, Alan started trying to go in and try to explain the relationship. Madison gets up from the table and leaves. Everybody shuts the conversation down, especially when Madison left, because nobody but MM knows where Michelle is going with this. So after they do that, they all gather in the kitchen. Michelle comes into the kitchen and she is upset because she feels that nobody wants to hear what she has to say and that the conversation got shut down. What she does not tell everybody is that the conversation got shut down because, number one, Camille said, I wanted to hear from David. I wanted to hear him say something. We're constantly hearing you, and then you're cutting him off. And so we want to hear what David has to say about this situation. That's not what she wants to give, right? She don't want to give that type of life. And so she's like, well, I just feel like everybody is shutting me down and y'all don't want to hear what I have to say about the situation or my concerns. And they not like, no, it's not that at all. It's just that, we just don't want to hear what you got to say. So, she's in the kitchen and she's crying about that and all of that, right? And so she said that she feels like, right, man. They see that she feels like she's blowing this out the water, right? In the meantime, and in between time, we see David outside with Alan. Talking about Michelle. Alan, who thinks that David is his friend, is out there encouraging him. Alan says, you didn't do anything right or wrong. It's just how this has been going. David says, I just wanted some tender love and care. I cheated. I lied about it. I cheated. And I just wanted some TLC. We find out later on in this particular episode that David and Alan like that. They thick as thieves. Out of all everybody, David and Alan hang together the most. And that's because I believe that David wanted to gauge where Alan was and also gauge where Madison was. Is Madison coming on to him and liking him and going to the gym with him and nights out at the taco dive bar and hanging with the friends and drinking and partying? Is David hanging with Alan so one, he can get more time with Madison and also keep his fucking eye on Alan? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. He was trying to gauge where Alan was because then he can go back in a man's way. Now I'm just supposing, but he can go back in a man's type of way and tell Madison where he is. Does he still like you? Does he not like you? What is it? It ain't a coincidence that the two of them hang together like this. This is just my opinion as an old woman. This is my old woman opinion. What they say, keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. David, I believe, y'all, this just my opinion. I believe that David was very strategic about creating an atmosphere and an environment where Alan's guard was down. We learned later on from Madison that her and Michelle was talking, that she had been sharing with not only Camille, and Karla, but she had been sharing with this bitch with Madison as well. Now, because Michelle's a nasty bitch, Madison wasn't gonna get us so close to her, but David David strategically, as a man, hung with Alan the most. When him and Alan don't have anything in common. Not the gym, not him working night shift, none of that. They don't have nothing in common. If David had anything in common with anyone, it would be more Thomas. Or maybe even Juan, who spends his whole life trying to build his career and work his job. He needed the intel. And we're going to see how that intel got connected. So David is telling Alan, yeah, man, I wasn't getting what I could get at home. So I had to give me some tender loving care. So I said, the hell with it. I'm going to go ahead on out and cheat. Alan is his boy, and Alan is saying that he can relate to it because Alan ain't getting no loving from Madison either. So he is relating to Madison and relating to Alan too. Slick mother, you talk about a slick mother. And David comes off as stupid, but David ain't stupid because I'm going to tell you what. It take a lot for this bitch. The only reason why David got bust out was a text message. David, according to what they said, they've been fucking with each other since the honeymoon. And if it wasn't for one fatal move, that text message, we wouldn't have been wiser. When they were upstairs, Camille and Thomas trying to get ready for bed, Thomas was like, I'm too old for this. I don't even have it to do. I don't have time to do this. Y'all, let me take this blur off. I hope I can take it off. Let me see, because it's getting on my daggone nerve. Oh, okay. How you do this, girl? Don't you mess up. There we go. The blur was just driving me fucking crazy. Like, I just was like, this is getting on my nerve. Hey, y'all. Okay. Because a bitch got nose. So Michelle wanted to talk to Alan. Alan's sitting, he chilling. So Michelle comes on out. Slicker than a month. You talking about a snake? While Michelle did what she had to do, it wasn't tactful. It wasn't diplomatic. And it left Alan out to dry. And sometimes in getting to the truth, right? Or doing what you do with the woo whoop and the boo boo boo, you got to consider every piece on the board. Michelle was playing checkers. She ended up doing her checkers, but she did not play chess. Because you don't have to fuck somebody else in order to get what you need to get. And there's a lot of people who justify it in their mind. Michelle did the right thing. Michelle got handled business. But that's coming back on Michelle. Because whatsoever you do, it's going to come back on you. You may not see it the same way, but it's coming back. While Michelle was doing what she was doing, the first mistake I believe that Michelle made was not going to Madison. Because a dog that'll carry a bone that will bring a bone. Absolutely. It is amazing to me how I have seen comments from people saying Michelle, Michelle did that, Michelle's little, her little degree, her little this, her little that, law enforcement, no, no. And the setup with Alan is what was disrespectful. The back and forth, stirring the pot around the house. That ain't got nothing to do with a law degree, being in the legal field, criminal field, nothing. Because when you're doing a sting operation, don't nobody know until it's time for the boys to jump out. And while Michelle accomplished what she wanted to do, she is not going to be excused for the way that she treated David's cheating ass. It is absolutely, I'm talking about absolutely not something I'm gonna argue about, and not something that I give a fuck about. Anybody else's opinion, I'm giving mine. You don't run around and shed blood all through the house. The bitch had an opportunity to say what she had to say to Madison instead of running to the black girls and sitting up there in the room with the black girls and gossiping and shit. And they're going to ask them, what should she do? If she that goddamn intelligent and she in the legal field and all of that kind of stuff, then she should have known how to play coy and she should have known how to do what she needed to do. And that's my opinion. I've been in situations like that have been handled totally different. You don't have to shed blood, unnecessary blood. And then you sitting up there saying you don't want to be right. That's exactly what you want to be. So don't play the games. Don't play the games. Because when Michelle sat there for a week, she had a week to go to the island. She had a whole week to go to Alan with her suspicions. A whole week. As soon as she had the conversation with MM, she'd already said in this daggone show that she thought this for a week. Alan lives in the same fucking building. So don't justify Michelle's behavior in that house. The only good thing that came out of that was that Alan did have MM to understand. This woman treated this man like shit because she didn't get Drake. And then sat there and tore the man down and said, Michelle ain't going to be attracted to him. He attracted to her, and she was the aggressor. Bitch, get out of here. She wanted to be right. She wanted to stir the pot. She wanted to start some shit. And that's exactly what she did. She messy as fuck. And I'm going to tell you, she would have been dragged by her skull by her skull. She had the right ones, baby, because I'm telling you now, she would have got dragged by her fucking skull. Because when you hang with people who grown up, we don't tolerate that putting nobody on Front Street like that. We don't do it. You're not gonna do that. I'd have been all up in her face. Why the would you do this to Alan like this? So she's sitting outside. Alan's sitting outside. She comes outside. Calm down, Auntie. So David is outside. She walks up on David, slithering like a snake that she is. She don't care nothing about this man. She don't give a damn about this man. She comes slithering out there like a snake. And she wants to talk to David about whether or not he's still lying. The phone call with Tiffany. If I was David, I'd have got up and left. Because if I done told your ass that I don't want to talk to you about this and we're not having a discussion, we're not having this discussion. I don't give a fuck what production told you to do. So she comes out, right? David says, Michelle, I ain't never mean to hurt you. I wasn't getting my needs fulfilled. I didn't feel married in the relationship. I needed some affection and all of that kind of stuff. And I didn't realize how much I needed it. And, you treated me like nothing. So Michelle's defense is, well, bitch, you told me that it was okay for me to do that. He said, okay, well, I lied about that too. Since I'm a liar, I'm going to tell you that I lied about that too. We saw David sleeping the fuck outside on a honeymoon. Yes, we did. They was sitting outside on a honeymoon. David said, so he said he's a great man and he's been raised by great people. David, you're not a great man. You are trifling as shit. You're slimy, you're dirty, you're sneaky, you all of that. And the thing that Madison has to understand, that the moment that she does not make David feel like he's a great man, he gonna slide to the left and swipe right on her ass too. He gonna swipe right and swipe left. This is the type of person David is. And David thinks that he can talk up underneath his breath, stumble with his words, and then it's gonna be okay because he has a low tone voice. No, bitch, you're nothing. David, you're trifling. You're a trifling ass cheater. Michelle is a dog type too, but so are you. He was trying to put up with Michelle. Michelle said, why did it take you so long to be honest, David? Now, mind you, David still ain't being honest, and Michelle knows that. So everything that she's asking for a reason. And what she's asking for is to exonerate herself. But David put it back on her. You treated me like nothing. I wanted you to stay faithful in a relationship. Well, he wanted you to be a wife to him. He wanted you to hug him, kiss him, show him some affection, talk to him. You went in front of Dr. Pepper and told Dr. Pepper, y'all talk for 20 minutes. We ain't leaving nothing on. We putting everything on the floor, bitch. So she said, "How long? Why? How long? Why did it take so long?" Right? Is what she asked. Why it take so long, David? Do you think so? David is basically trying to blame Michelle. She said, "Do you think that this is my fault?" He said, "I think I wasn't getting what I needed." And then she wanted to go back to the Tiffany stuff. Well, David's done with the Tiffany stuff. He don't want to talk about the Tiffany stuff. And she's saying, "How can you make me believe you?" Michelle, there's nothing he can say to make you believe him. So again, you playing games. But I need you to get a little bit more street, because what you're not going to do is play on my top. Say what you have to say. And that is what annoys me about her, is that she's not saying what she has to say. Say what the fuck you got to say. Say it with your whole chest, bitch. We're not going to play these games. Say what you got to say, which is why David is now saying you believe what you want. Now, there's two reasons why he's saying you can believe what you want. Number one, because he know he lying. Number two, because he knows she playing games. She's playing games. Michelle said she wanted him to commit to the marriage, but she never committed to the marriage. From the honeymoon, this man tried to sit down at a table and ask her how she was doing, and she told him, "I want you to leave me the fuck alone until I tell you that I don't want to be bothered with you. Go on out to the pasture, do what you got to do, and when I need you to hang a nail up on the wall, hang a picture on the wall, or do something like that, then I'll call your ass." She tried to make it seem like the man wasn't cultured. She never showed this man affection, even at the honeymoon. She talked to him like he was nothing, but we gonna just act like that ain't happened. And Michelle cheated with her affection. She cheated on him with lack of sympathy and empathy. She cheated on him by making him feel like he wasn't shit. So cheating isn't just the act of being with somebody else. Cheating is robbing me of my experience and my dignity. She robbed this man of his whole dignity and identity as a man. But we ain't gonna talk about that kind of cheating. That is mental and emotional abuse. No, David ain't right. And I'm going to tell you right now, don't you put in my goddamn comments that I'm on David's side, because I'm not. I am talking about the whole story. Because if we going to go there, we going to go there. This girl was never faithful in this marriage to this man. Even though she didn't go out with another man, she neglected her duties as a wife. And duties as a wife don't mean dropping it low. She wronged this man. And in return, the gutter came up out of him and he went to the arms of another woman. And he was wrong. Madison was unattracted to Alan and went to the arms of another man. She too robbed Alan of his dignity, and so did fucking Michelle in the house. I don't mean to be fussing. I ain't fussing at nobody. I ain't even looking at the comments, bitch. Because I'm going to say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to speak my speech without being influenced or angry at anybody. And you can put your comments in the comment section as long as you're not disrespectful. And Raydella, I need you to be paying attention because I am not looking at the comments. Michelle and Madison robbed these men of the experience and being treated with respect. And this is why we have the emotion behind this that we do, because we have looked at how this has not been an equitable relationship for any of these men. Alan didn't cheat, but Madison did. And she was the one that wasn't giving Alan what he needed. But it was different in David's relationship because he was trying. But he weak because he need affirmation. Because he live in his mom in them basement, bitch. So she said, I think you want this to be my fault. And he's like, that ain't the point. She wants to go back and talk about Tiffany the lion with the cousin and all of that kind of stuff. And David's not here. David now has a wall of protection around himself. He now has to protect himself from her, and he got to protect himself from his own lying ass self, lying, cheating ass self. Next thing we know, messy ass Michelle is up there with the girls, running from room to fucking room. I'm telling you, as God is my witness, she would have got checked in that house. You running from person to person, this person and that person, because you just got to be right and you can't sit on the shit. You got to expose the shit today. Today, it got to be done. It got to be today. I don't give a damn how much blood I shed. I don't care who, I don't care who got to suffer. I'm going through the house to every fucking body. She would have got her ass shot. Honey, we would have had a come to Jesus meeting and my friends be in this chat. And y'all know how we roll. It would have been a straight up, everybody sitting in a goddamn circle, and we can't have a come to Jesus meeting. And if we got to be swinging and whoop banging, that's what we gonna do. But what you not gonna do is run from person to person, hither to thither, upstairs, downstairs, in the backyard, on the front steps, bitch. That's what you not gonna do. Now she upstairs in MM's room with Camille, and she's telling them, okay, woo banking. I saw that in the street. You see, Thomas said, I'm too old for this. And see, I wouldn't have played that game with Michelle. Because what I would have did was bust Michelle out, and we would have all been sitting down, including Juan and his motherfucking guitar. Michelle is running around the house, and she's saying that Madison, because if we're going to shed blood, because somebody has said, I can't remember where it was, well, Alan was going to get hurt anyway. Well, if Alan going to get hurt anyway, let's put it all on the table. Michelle, you've been running around the house causing chaos and confusion in everybody's face, and you ain't even talked to Madison yet. Let's just get it straight on out. Madison, are you fucking with David? Because Michelle think that you are, and she running upstairs up in the room with bitch. Let me tell you, this would have been bitch. Because what you're not going to do is play this. We too grown for this. Keep going, Auntie, goddamn it. So Michelle talks to MM and Camille and asks, tell them what she thinks. And I don't want to be right. Maybe I'm spiraling, bitch. You gonna be spiraling after you finish with my group of friends. You goddamn right. You gonna be spiraling. You gonna be spiraling your ass out that door to your car after we disconnect our feet from our foot from out of the crack of your. That's why Carla ain't say nothing. Cause she messy. So Camille was like, I mean, did you talk to Madison? I think you need to talk to Madison. Why sit up here and tell us all of this? Go and talk to Madison. Me and Thomas is happy. We talking about kids, bitch. Emma was like, no, I think she need to talk to Alan first. Let's talk to everybody. We ain't gonna play telephone up in here. Get everybody on edge, fucking up everybody's day. Even Emma was like, this is heavy. And she can't even process what happened to her with the divorce paper because she got to be worried and bitch. So Alan and Madison go karting. This girl is, let me tell you, the real villain in this is Madison. Because David could have messed with anybody else but one of his cast members. That's the real slut, in my opinion. That's some slutty behavior. She's at the go-kart with him, acting like ain't nothing happening. Alan sits down and tells her that he cares about her. And he wants to know, is there anything? I'm Switzerland. I'm sorry. What does Switzerland mean? I'm old. Can you tell me what it means? Does it mean cold? Does it mean you up on the slopes, bitch? What does Switzerland mean? I'm just, we still got time. And, Alan, I'm still here. He said, no, but is there any possibility? I mean, I know our connection ain't there and you're not attracted to me and everything, but is it anything? He's in the same space where David was. David was sitting on the sofa telling Michelle, is there anything that's going to cause you to be attracted to me? Is there any way for me to get in? Is there any way for me to get affection? Is there any way for me to turn it around? But because it's Alan, we see it differently. David been here for fucking weeks, but at the same time, he been eyeing Madison. So Alan pulls Michelle to the side and try to talk to her at the go-kart and she's Switzerland on his ass. So Alan is sitting outside. Michelle comes out. He said, I want to talk about last night. I just really wanted to encourage you and everything, and let me bring the other picture up too, y'all, okay? Because we're going to be on, these couples. So he like, I just really want to, talk to you. I know yesterday you kind of felt like, people weren't listening to you and all that kind of stuff. And I just kind of really wanted to check on you. But guess what Alan was thinking he was doing, y'all, in my opinion? Alan was covering for his boy David. Alan was out there trying to cover for David because he thinks this is his friend. So he's talking to Michelle from the perspective of, I've been here before. I was here with my last girlfriend. I was here with, I'm here right now with me and Madison. He talking to her for David on David's behalf. that he understand that they having a hard time in the relationship because he think this is homeboy, but he don't realize that his homeboy got a shovel. Michelle realizes, like I realize, don't sit out here and try to make light of what's going on and try to give me. No, don't do that. She said, let me turn this around. She tells Alan about the text message from David. They out there, they chilling, they talking, he's like, oh, okay. They was at the club and all of that kind of stuff. And, the text message was sent, when he was out. And David, the Tiffany thing, and David is lying and whoop de whoop de whoop. And so, but the night that it got sent, he was out at the club with you, Karla, and David. So Alan was like, okay. Are you trying to tell me something? Is there something I'm missing? I don't know. I'm just, I'm paranoid and, I think I'm just spiraling. No, bitch, you being sneaky and conniving and not straight up with anybody. She playing games. Next thing you know, they have this little game where they play, who would do who, who would get killed in on a horror movie first. Of course, David says Michelle. They said, well, why you say that, David? He said, just because. Off with her head. So they going around and playing this little stupid game and everything. And so, Michelle goes into the kitchen and here come Alan. Alan cooked everybody a nice little meal. He done made it nice like Dorinda of Housewives of New York. He making it nice. Michelle's in there and he's like, I just wanted to check on you. Um, I kind of was thinking about what you were saying. She was like, well, I just have my suspicions. But I ain't ready to say it yet unless you push it out of me or you talk to me for another minute or more. Then it's gonna come out. But I that's that's the stuff. It's that kind of stuff. I got my suspicions and everything, but I'm just not ready to talk about it yet. So Alan is like, okay, she was like, but when you was out, who was at the club? I mean, she was, he was out with y'all, right? Yeah, who was there? Bitch, you already know. Who was there? Me, Karla, David, but I ain't see nobody there. It was a couple of our friends that we had met, a couple we had met, and I still defending David. But I ain't see David like doing anything. But here's what I think. What I think is, you get a text message and everything, right? Your phone go off and right. And so, you're looking at your phone, and then when you're looking at your phone, you see somebody, right? And you send them a text message because and you send them a text message and everything, be like, you look so good, how you may have a little boyfriend or something, you be like, I'm out of you when we get home. You know what I'm saying? And y'all playing back and forth across the table, okay? And then when you get back home, you fall asleep. Anyway, bitch. And I'm just thinking, maybe it was, it came down, he missed out and he hit Madison instead of, because the two M's, Michelle Madison. So so Alan was like, no, I can't even. I don't think so. I think I'm having a hard time believing this. I mean, Carla and Madison, they ended up going to a club together. She said, "Oh, but David came." I know this bitch just sat there and said, I'm having suspicions that I'm not ready to say yet. See, that's the stuff, y'all. That's why I'm in disagreement with it so much. Because you did have an intention, just man up, woman up, and say, I'm here to blow the roof off of it. Then you can have your little powwow session, bring everybody together, but it's the sneaky line. She can't say that she's not a liar. She's a liar because just seconds ago, she told Alan she wasn't ready to say it. But then when Alan wasn't believing her because she wants to be believed, she got to be right, bitch. So instead of her handling it like a grown ass woman, she handled it like a kid in high school. Soon as Alan, but I gotta help you connect these dots. The bitch should have just been drooling. That's how much she wanted Alan to get it. She even when Alan went when she said when old David went with them. David didn't leave with you. You left. He said, "Well, I thought I was in the doghouse because I had made the comment about her being transactional. I made the comment about the bitch being transactional, so I thought I was in the doghouse." She said, "Well, David was there. David was there. David was there. Alan, David was there." David was there, Alan. David, Alan, is it clicking? Do you get what I'm? Do you give me, Alan? David was there. So, bing, the light bulb goes off, and it was tangible. You could see it on Alan. You saw the very second that Alan got it. We sat here and watched it together. I got so emotional, I had to leave the line and come back. But I'm saying I may be wrong. I may be wrong. I think I'm spiraling. He said, I ain't gonna be able to accept this. I can't. Next thing you know, she's back on Michelle, the traveling pants, is now in Madison's face. The girl's been told her to talk to Madison. That's what she should have did anyway, woman to woman. Especially since she believed that Madison didn't even like David. He was a nobody, a throwaway bitch. David was a throwaway. And that's exactly what she did. So she felt like because David was a throwaway for her, that David was a throwaway for Madison. And he wasn't. And it's a lot of this is pride. A lot of this is not giving a fuck. It's just pride. So she sits down with Madison and she goes through the same old thing about the fucking cell phone and David line and everything. That text message, was it for you? Madison was like, bitch, I got to laugh I got to laugh to get this lie together. No. Why would it be? Why would that text message be for me? Wrong fucking answer. First of all, why you laughing? See, y'all, wouldn't we have checked her on that? Come on, y'all. Wouldn't we? If you sitting up with your girlfriend and your girlfriend is laughing, even though Michelle went by, right? In my neighborhood, I'm talking about the neighborhood I grew up with. We'd have been like, why are you laughing? What's funny? See, we'd have wiped that motherfucking laugh and that comfortability and that uncomfortability. We would have addressed that. Why are you laughing? What's funny about this? I'm being dead ass. Do you think that text message was for you? The fuck you laughing for? That's the neighborhood I grew up in. And, he hell. I grew up in that neighborhood. What the fuck is you laughing for? I'm asking you a serious question, dead ass. Do you believe that that text message was for you? Why would it be for me? Why wouldn't it be? Didn't he try to? I believe you may not have got the text, but he tried to text you and he sent it to me. And I'm telling you that I suspect that you are messing around with David, point blank into the period. Are you or are you not? And don't sit up here and lie. I'm not, there's nothing going on with me and David. I can show you, my phone. You want to see my phone? Yeah, bitch, go get it. Matter of fact, I'll walk with you to go get it and we'll walk back together. How about that? Because I don't trust you not to delete you. So let's just go ahead on and walk and go and get your phone together. We can keep the conversation going on in the same room where your phone is right now. Ain't no way in the world I would have blew that off. But see, that show her punk assness, right? Because if you're a real woman and you really step into a woman, you're going to stay there and you're going to come on her level or she going to come on yours. Or we're going to meet you and we're going to meet each other in the middle, bitch. Let's go get the phone together. Shall we? Oh, yes, we shall. Let's see who on the main line. Tell them what you want. Fuck around and really find out. So, Madison, she said, we all went home. I mean, it was me, Alan, David, and Karla, and then we all went home. I thought that David was helping you finding your phone. Didn't I hear somewhere in a conversation that David was helping you finding your phone and you said that the phone was stolen? Isn't that what Carla said when they was all sitting around stretching, doing yoga and Zen? Namaste. Didn't Carla say that? Well, Michelle, wasn't you and David Madison? Wasn't you and David somewhere together finding your phone? How long did that take? But no, you're gonna throw her name out there. Call her name to make it seem like no, we're just all hanging out together. Wondering off into it, no. And then you sit up there coughing. Even bitch, when something come up, you're coughing, you're drinking, or you're running. Because when they were sitting around playing that game and they asked the question about who would be a cheater, and then they all said David, this bitch was taking drinks. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. The next thing you know, she back up at Camille and MM's face. So Madison knows Michelle done peeped her card. This when all the evidence start getting tainted. So Madison runs her ass in there to Allen. Because she got to do a little gauge, man. I got to gauge where he at. Allen was laying up in the bed like, hey, they're going to laugh again. I just was checking you. I'll be ready in a little bit. I'm coming out in a little bit. Because now Allen done put two and two together. Allen probably was checking text messages, everything, trying to draw a timeline around some other questionable days. Don't think that Allen was just in there on Instagram or TikTok. So now, Madison, so Allen believes now he's spiraling. He believed that Michelle's claims could be more likely. He said the seed that she planted in him is growing like a month. He said it's like Jack and the Beanstalk, bitch. Juan and Karla is outside. They high, in my opinion. Karla looked like she was high. And they playing with the guitar at the fire pit. They oblivious to what's going on, or really they don't give a fuck. They don't want nobody mess up their high, in my opinion. Michelle comes back to talk to David again. For what? See, just y'all understand what I'm saying? This is what has bugged me. For what? Why are you running back and forth? Didn't you back in David face about the same shit? David is lying. He's going to lie. I wanted to come back and interrogate your black ass. Um I talked to Madison. He didn't give her no face. Hmm. And I asked Miss Madison about, the phone and the message and all of that. Hmm. Was the message for her? No. I told you it was Tiffany. I told you I fucked up. She trying to check his timeline and all of that. Michelle, stop. 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 You beating a dead horse. I just don't want to look stupid. So how can I believe you? He said, believe what you want. Next thing you know, Madison, after that phone cut, after that, because that was stupid, Madison comes out. Michelle. Mm-hmm. What she said. Why am I being brought into this bullshit? I don't have nothing to do with this. Why would you bring me into this bullshit? She said, I brought you in too because it's just real hypocrite. I mean, what you said, I didn't believe. And I still don't believe this shit. So Madison was like, well, I don't have nothing to do with it. I'm not messing with him. Well, don't y'all work out together? Yeah, we work out together, bitch. We sure do. We do. We work out together. But ain't nothing going on with us, and I don't appreciate you calling me and saying that. And then anything that I say, you ain't gonna believe it. Well, help me to believe it. No, you believe what you want to believe. Now, her and David, they together on that. You believe what you want to believe. She said, I just expected you when I approached you with it for you to go off or something like that. But you didn't. Your reaction was different. Michelle said, well, I mean, Madison said, well, I didn't grow up like that. I grew up where I laugh and I cough shit off. I don't know how to deal with confrontational other than just being, the bubbly little girl with the bad tracks. That's all I know how to do. So I do stuff and I do stuff, but all that reaction and stuff like that, I ain't gonna do it. Well, I still don't believe you. She said, well, you believe what you want to believe. She said, you want to see my phone? She said, yeah. She said, didn't y'all text each other? She said, yeah. So go get your phone. All right, bitch, I'm gonna go get it. Open up your phone. You don't never let nobody see the glass on your phone until you ready to flip that bitch around. You ain't gonna watch me and tell me how to search nothing on my phone. So come to find out that she told her to go in her phone. When you go into your cell phone, right, and you go and you click on the top of it, right, you could do a message, right, and you could type a person's name in and everything. If you got an iPhone, now I don't know about that cheap ass Android, but if you got an iPhone, if you go into your phone and you click at the top a person's name, let's say Alan, it's going to bring up all of the conversations between you and Alan. Because Apple will tell your motherfucking business. That's why you don't let nobody see your screen unless it's black, bitch. It's going to pull up everything. And it's going to be in chronological order. And if you want to find out what you said to that bitch in December, you scroll down. But it's going to bring it up in chronological order. Well, David's name was up there. Let me tell you why. In the after party, Michelle said that she was talking about David to her friends and Michelle. And she didn't want to see that her and her friends was talking about her like a muffin dog. But her dumbass went and deleted everything to David. And so now you didn't let Michelle win. And y'all know what? In life, sometimes that is what happens. The worst person wins. And people will make excuses for somebody like Michelle, but will not make an excuse for David. Because we rank stuff in our lives according to our experiences. So it didn't matter whether or not Michelle disrespected him, that she mentally and emotionally abused him. What matters is that David cheated through the emotional and a mental abuse. Not making an excuse for him, but people rank stuff based on what happened in their life. Madison is transactional. And that's why she got mad when Alan said something to her. When Alan said you seem like you transactional and that you a party girl, and she reacted the way that she did, she said, how dare you, you broccoli drawers wearing mother, you crooked teeth bitch, you non-dressing. Who is Alan to say anything about her? The audacity, this ugly, non-dressing, non-ugly mother. So I'm asking for a friend. Didn't her family downtown, Madison's family downtown to the beginning at the wedding, ask whether or not he had an STD test? Maybe I got the wrong couple, but I could have sworn that Madison's family asked about an STD test. Where's hers? Because ain't nobody looking more like a hoe than her, in my opinion. I believe that when David sat up there and was calling off all of those names, like he was in a DMX video, that he was lying about that too. I don't believe David went to drink no coffee with Trina, Belinda, Felicia, Keisha. Mm-mm. It's all been with Madison. It's all been with Madison. That was a cover up, yet another lie. He ain't talked to no old girlfriend. He ain't circled the block because he's into Madison. So Madison gets her lying ass up because she done got caught because she done deleted all the messages. And so Michelle was like, you see why that just seems suspicious? You see how that's just like fucked up? So Madison goes upstairs, honey, she got to talk to David now because her in the street. David acts like he's sleeping. But he hopped that ass up to talk to Madison because he used to be the late night eyes with her ass. She's sitting there with food and a drink. Now, when we was watching it live, I said, he did not have relations with that woman. He pulled a Clinton. But when David sat in that daggone room while Madison was talking and drunk out her cup, I said, bitch, y'all fucking. Because you don't drink behind nobody that you ain't fucking. And even if I'm doing that with you, I ain't gonna drink behind you because I just think it's nasty. But when he sat up there and drunk behind her, I said, it's over, David. Any excuse I wanted to give you for how you got treated is gone out the window. As soon as you picked her cup up. Y'all done already swapped. You know what? Michelle goes down, she talks to Karla. In the meantime, Madison's talking to him, David. And she's like, I am gonna come in here, have this conversation with you, wink, wink, and we're gonna make it, appear that this is the first time we've ever talked about this, even though I've been sneaking in the house at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. So let's just, here we go. All right, scene 2. So, David, um, you and we've been talking for a long time. Um, we had a connection, like instantly, like at the honeymoon, working out and all of that kind of stuff. And I don't, I, I don't know if I can continue on this relationship with Alan. And I like you more than I probably should. Um, we made sweet, sweet love on the gym floor, and I think that this could be something that will last me for a lifetime. Cause you're my boo. I never loved somebody like I love you, my boo. He's like, this world were mine, I would lay at your feet. Gym clothes unknown. You could even have the step machine. If this world were mine, yeah, I'd give you the barbells. And if you want the sauna, I'll give you that too. If this gym were mine, oh David, I give you anything. Oh, and that text message, that was for you. Why? 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 Because so I want to be honest with you. I feel like I like that too. Um and I told y'all when men yawn and when they breathe deep, they lie like a mother. That's why I'm smiling like this because I feel the same way too. She's like, oh my God, this is like, gym love. You find love in the gym. You disrespectful mother. Just disrespectful. Well, we gotta do something about this. Did you talk to Alan? No. That's where we're gonna start first. We're gonna have this conversation with Alan first because Michelle has basically already figured it out. So what the fuck would we talk to her for? Let's go talk to Alan. So he comes down there, Alan in there, trying to, get a little bit something, something. Little salad, he done cooked the whole dinner and yeah, Alan, can I talk to you? Alan was like, all right, let me get a drink. Not the cup that Madison drinking out of, a fresh cup. They go outside. Alan like, yeah, go ahead on. Go ahead. Say the shit. Go ahead. Me and your wife got a connection. And I mean, it's undeniable. And I'm like you, man. We was going through the same thing. I wasn't getting nothing and everything. And Alan was like, man, I don't give a fuck. He put his cup down. I ain't got no damn cup. God damn it. He put his cup down. I don't give a fuck. Got a little bit on his fingers. I don't give a fuck. No, man, I'm saying, we were in the same boat. We were in the same boat. And, I wasn't getting affection from my wife. You weren't getting them from yours. And we were just talking about it and everything. He was like, man, look, I don't give a fuck. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck her. Fuck all of them, Alan. Who we fight? He said, man, day after day after day, she knew this from day one. I knew I wasn't her man. Alan said, I knew I wasn't her man. I knew she didn't like me from the broccoli drawers to my sunshade, the color of my sunshade. She didn't like me. I told her, any moment that you don't want to be in this relationship, I'm the fuck up out of here. And she played a manipulator. No, she didn't. Yes, she did. She played a manipulator. No, she didn't, man. Me and her used to be talking about you. We used to be talking. She was trying. She was trying. Alan said, fuck you. David, you may be sleeping with her, but you don't live in their home. This girl been blowing smoke up Alan's ass from the very beginning. Good on Alan. But do you know how much restraint that took for Alan? This is why I say it's unfair. Yeah, he would have been hurt had Michelle told him. He would have had something to some days to process it. He learned all this shit in one day. And the restraint that it took. He could have fucking had a heart attack or a stroke. That's a lot of restraint for Alan not to fuck David up. Alan said, I saw you as a friend. He said, I still am, man. You ain't my friend. Fuck you. He said in the kitchen, if he lost her, he would be devastated. This is diabolical. And you got Michelle sneaking around the corner, coming up there to find out what the fuck happened to Alan, and she can't even show no kid compassion. Only thing she want to do is be fucking right. Crimes of passion. People lose their lives every day over bullshit like this. And people got the audacity, the mitigator gall to say Michelle should have did it. This shit could have been worse. That daggone producer went to Michelle and said, Michelle, is this true? I don't know what to do. This is going to kill David. Alan, this is just going to break his heart. It matters how you do things. Timing matters. It matters. And Allen gave his all to her. And here this man that he has been defending, even while he's in the house, has betrayed him in the worst kind of way. And people got the audacity, the unmitigated gall to say that he deserved to find out this way. Because some of us are numb and we don't know the ramifications of this not being on a television show. You don't do like this. Michelle was diabolical. So was Madison, and so was David, because the only person that got hurt was the only person who deserved not to be. He asked David square up, shut the fuck up. I'm gonna ask you a question. Do you think that this is something you're gonna be able to pursue? Yeah, man. Yes. I'm gonna be with her. David said, go for it. Alan said, go for it. You gotta know the people you hang with. You gotta know the people you call your friend, your comrade, your buddy, your girlfriend, your good girlfriend. You better know them and vet their mothers. Because I don't have not one friend that I call a friend that would ever think that this was acceptable. Mhm. Hi, Summer. Welcome to the family, Summer, right? Welcome to the family. Welcome, Summer Ray, into the family. Y'all, if y'all have not already done so, welcome Summer to the family with that fly ass dress on and them high heels, baby. Baby. Welcome, Summer. Hala goes into the house. I believe that production told David, keep your ass out here. Alan goes into the house. They know what's going on. His girl MM is right there. MM is like, I got you. Come here. I come here. He leaves out of the house. He is fired up because it took a lot of strength and energy out of that man to maintain. That is the worst betrayal, to have a girlfriend sleep with your man, or a man to sleep with your girl. If she didn't love him, he gave her out. He goes outside, he is crying. MM like, come on in, come on in, come on up on them bosoms. Come on, come on, come on. I got you. Come on, come on. Breathe. Because that's why they tell you when you're going through stuff like that, you gotta breathe, because the head, the heart, everything is pumping, that adrenaline is up, and you can go up out of here, flip out, have a heart attack or stroke, go into a panic attack, an anxiety attack. And so MM was doing what she was supposed to do. Breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. Breathe. Oh, is her name Summer Rain? Okay. I saw that down here. Welcome, Summer Rain. I guess so. That is right. Ray. Okay. Thank you. I mean, sorry for mispronouncing your name, Buki. Here come Juan, acting like he little orphan Annie. And this man is breaking down, and the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow wipes away the cobweb and sorrows. One, if you don't get your happy Andy ass the fuck up out of here, we not thinking about tomorrow. Bitch, we thinking about the day this man is hurt. He busted and disgusted, and you sitting up here tap dancing, singing. He said, I knew it was going on. I tried to, I gave her every out. He said, I tried to do everything I could do to satisfy. He said, I went and spent $3,000 on clothes for this bitch. They was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let him vent. Maintain composure, your reputation. Fuck his reputation. We all understand. Ain't no happy ending to this. Ain't no gold coins at the end of the rainbow. This man whole soul been snatched out. He got Invisalign, been closed, been sitting up here begging and plating to this bitch. You next time when you go through something like that, you need to call up and just see a bitch. Go and say it, Alan. Oh, slutty asshole. That's when you get gutter. Now we gotta be strategic about this. We can't be going off. We can't go off. But yeah, she a hoe, but that hoe. Now you know you get to call her everything you want to call her. He go back up in the house and everything, you know. He like, I'm gonna go ahead and leave. I don't want to see nobody. I don't want to see her. I don't want to do none of that stuff. And Emma was like, you can't leave. He said, I'm not gonna drive. You know, regardless of the fact that she tried to make it seem like that, I told y'all. I told y'all that was her way of trying to fuck up his reputation. He said, unlike what she's trying to make people think, I don't drink and drive. Told y'all. And Alan knew what she was doing. And there probably was conversations about it. Thank you, boo. Thank you. She said Auntie clocked it. Clock, bloop, 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 bloop. I sure did. I sure did. She was trying to make him look bad. Y'all don't mean for this video to be that long, but if you cooking and cleaning, cook and clean. Sometimes, you know, you may be driving somewhere and you need a long video. This a long video because we getting down into the get down and we're going to talk about it up in this cab. This bitch been playing. She has the audacity being under the same roof. This is how diabolical she is. She under the same roof propositioning another man. The same roof. Hey, Miss DC. Alan goes in. I'm gonna tell you if I see one of them, because I'm going all. And was like, I got it. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I'm front line. Come on, quarterback. Alan goes in, gets his stuff together. Guess who's standing in the room? Michelle. Did everything work? Oh, why couldn't I have been there? God damn, I missed it. All of this pot stirring I've been doing, and I missed it. And I gotta come on the replay. That's how some of y'all be. Auntie live. Oh my God, I done missed the live. I'm late in the live. Y'all be like, I got to look at the goddamn replay. That's how y'all be when y'all come up in. Hold up in my life. What I miss, bitch? I love it. Because we have fun in the live. Girl. He and he talking to Juan, Juan's still coming up in there with another look. It's just another thing. Okay. So they go in there, she was like, what's going on? I mean, so what happened, Alan? Alan said, look, I ain't in the mood for the shit. I got some things that I really do need to say, and I just don't want to act like that in front of you because I'm telling you, I'm on the verge of going off. But all I can say is that you're right. Oh my God, Alan, that's the last thing I wanted. The last thing I wanted. And I wanted justice for all. It's it's not about me being right. God, I hate that I'm right. I hate it. Do you hear it? Oh my God. It's the last thing I'm sorry you heard. So what had happened? You sure you don't want share? He said, just know you was right. Now she going to confront David. For what? I will have no more words for David. Why would I say anything to David? He's a liar. We've already proven that he's one. But she want to rub it in. You got something you want to say to me? Nope. Nada. Zilch. Nothing. Um, I'm sorry. Sorry for what? For lying. Lying about what? Everything. Everything like what? Says the bitch who doesn't want to be right. Getting David to confess doesn't give her any satisfaction. She still wasn't satisfied. She wasn't satisfied. David is not playing her game. The cat is out the bag. He got his boo that he been with since the honeymoon. Then at the end of the conversation, she said, you need anything else from me? David never stopped you. You stopped him. Now she on Madison's door. She ain't had enough. But I tell you, she'd have got her if she had got her wig snatched, she'd have had enough. You done kept everybody up in the house. Thomas is tired. Thomas had to come in the room, and I love the brotherly love that Thomas had. And Thomas was like, man, I'm sorry, I'm tired as hell and everything. We trying to get our mics off, you know what I'm saying, and go to bed. Because I got some things that me and Camille need to talk about, if you know what I mean. But Thomas did come in, and good thing a catchy wasn't there. And now she's knocking on Madison's door. Can I talk to you? Madison said, so what, you gonna come gun blazing? You coming guns blazing? So when I blaze and drag you for treating the man like he wasn't nothing, I'm going to be wrong, right? Just like a lot of people probably think I'm wrong. I see all sides of this. I see where David was wrong. I see where Michelle was wrong. I see where Madison wrong. And the only person who wasn't wrong was Alan. Alan said he gave her unwarranted, undeserved grace and trust. She didn't deserve it. She didn't earn it. He changed himself to be with her. And I'm going to tell you what really broke me was when he said, everybody that meets me and gets to know me likes me. And he wanted her to get to the point where everybody else was. Get to know him and like him. But Alan, it never was happening. Because unlike what Michelle said, David is Madison's type. Her family says she likes a pretty boy, and she probably thinks that that side ponytail, the muscles, makes him a pretty boy. And all Michelle could see, when they had brought her the wrong light-skinned brother, she wanted Drake. And when she didn't get Drake, and she got this fake Drake, she was done from the very beginning. The girls asked her, was she going to try or try to give him a chance? She said, I don't think so, not now. You never did from day one. Alan, be good to yourself. I'm so sorry that it happened this way. Um, there is always a bright side to everything. And I think the bright side was that you were able to be comforted in some way, um, by being in your friends. But I also realized that it probably was humiliating and embarrassing to find out this kind of information in front of other people. No one wants to be put on the spot, undeservingly embarrassed, humiliated. Um, 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 Nobody wants to feel like you felt. And while there are many people who are going to have an opinions about this, right? These are my opinions, and I'm so sorry this happened to you in the open forum. I'm so sorry. I I don't ever think that things should happen in an open forum. I think that people deserved it to walk away with their dignity. And I think that the last thing that you walked away with was your dignity. You didn't even have a good 24 hours to process such devastating information, and my heart bled for you, Alan. And it still does because nobody deserves this. Nobody deserves what happened. Don't walk in unforgiveness with Michelle because she don't know no better. And I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt on that. She needed to be right. And it didn't make a difference who was the collateral damage. And when you got people who don't care about collateral damage, they're dangerous, in my opinion. She didn't care that you was the collateral damage as long as she got David. This was a heavy, heavy episode. Heavy. episode. And let me say this, Madison. The same way you get them will be the same way you lose them. So don't think you won. Because in no way, shape, form, or fashion is David a good guy. In no way, shape, form, or fashion is David ever, in my opinion, going to be a faithful guy. He will never be satisfied because he is unsuccessful in his life, in my opinion, because he sleeps beside the laundry room in his parents' basement. And I'm going to tell you right now, Madison, it's going to really hurt you when it hurts you. Y'all ain't get away with nothing. Nothing. Because as Carla said, whatever goes on, whatever happens in the dark, there will be somebody, bitch, that will turn on a light switch. Okay. Anyway, I want to thank you all so much for being here. I want to say thank you so much to Summer Rain for becoming a member. Thank you so much to all of the 1,400 people who are in the chat. I appreciate you all being here. You could be anywhere else but with me, but you chose to be here, and I thank you. Sorry for the long video, but we had a whole lot to talk about tonight. I love y'all. And until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all. Enjoy your Friday.